Are you tired all the time and find it hard to sleep well? Do you wake up multiple times during the night, and even on weekends when you have a little bit more time to sleep, you wake up and feel tired and not recovered? That's because more sleep is not always better sleep. Better sleep is better sleep, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how to sleep smarter so you can wake up rested, you can be more productive through the day and live longer. And trust me, it's not a stretch by any means. I used to be the guy who could sleep, quote unquote, with 3 hours of sleep every single night. Through my entire high school and my first 2 years in college, I had severe insomnia. I couldn't sleep more than 2 to 3 hours at a time, and I was really struggling, but I thought that was what I was supposed to be. That's actually one of the reasons why I got so caught up into the NBA and the NFL, because let's be honest, at 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, there was nothing else for you to watch on TV. And I kept this going until my junior year in college, just because I thought that was just the way I was and there was really not too much that I could do to fix it. Until one day, after pulling an all-nighter, which is something that was kind of like usual for me before tests, I completely passed out in the middle of the test, in the middle of the class in college. And at that moment, I decided to get serious about my sleep and figuring out everything that I could to make sure that I fixed it and I actually got the recovery that I needed. And thank God I did, because the moment I started researching and figuring out more things about sleep, I realized how crucial it was, and it was a much bigger deal than I thought when I first started. We might think that sleep only affects our energy levels. You probably have realized that you're more moody or that you're hungrier when you haven't slept that much, but when you start taking a look at the importance of sleep, it's a lot bigger than just that. In fact, I would say it's pretty critical for your well-being and for your health. Not getting enough sleep is directly correlated to really major health problems like high blood pressure, diabetes, being overweight, and even some cardiovascular problems like having strokes. And this is without even considering the mental health side of things, which is going to be huge. Do you know that when you don't get enough sleep, you actually make worse decisions? This is not just something that you feel like happened, it's actually that actually happens. And that's just because the part of your brain that is in charge of making decisions, of controlling your mood, of controlling the risk, is just not working properly when you're lacking sleep. But it's not only that. If you don't sleep well for a while, it can take a really big toll on your brain. Some studies have suggested that having sleep deprivation can lead to your brain accumulating too much beta amyloid protein. And this is a protein that's one of the main causes of Alzheimer's later in our lifespan. So if you want to have a healthy brain, if you want to live longer and actually remember and be able to do all the functions that you're able to do right now, you need to put some focus on your sleep. To be healthy and do well in life, you need to get good sleep. Period. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine has reviewed hundreds of research about sleep and performance, and they came out to the conclusion that an adult human being should be sleeping at least 7 hours per day to maximize health and performance. But it's not only about how much you sleep, but how quality that sleep is. Because 6 or 7 hours of high quality sleep is always gonna be a lot better than 8 or 9 hours of really shitty sleep. So how you can make sure that your sleep quality is on point? Well, you probably have heard all the common advice about, avoid alcohol, don't drink caffeine before you go to bed, keep your eyes away from LEDs and lights later at night, and all those little things that are actually really good, but they're really common. So in this video, I want to show you some things that are a little bit less mainstream, but that works wonders when it comes for you to improving the quality of your sleep. So we're going to start talking about 5 strategies that I've utilized myself and that has helped my members increase the quality of their sleep and that you can start utilizing today. The first strategy to boost your recovery is going to be called the 10-3-2-1 rule. And I don't know if he invented it, but the first time that I heard about this rule was in Craig Ballantyne's book, The Perfect Week Formula. And it's really simple, and it goes this way. 10 hours before you go to sleep, you avoid caffeine. Okay, the last cup of coffee has to be 10 hours before you go to sleep. 3 hours before you go to sleep, you stop eating so you can give your body enough time to digest the food. So when you actually go to sleep, you are actually focusing on recovery and not just digesting all that food that you just ate. 2 hours before you go to sleep, you stop drinking. So that way, that's gonna prevent you to, waking up in the middle of the night to go pee and interfering in your sleep. And 1 hour before you go to bed, you turn off all the lights, you turn off all the things that are gonna make you engage with them, and you just focus on analog. So books, relationship with someone who's next to you, and stretching, things like that, but no digital things around you an hour before you go to bed. This rule is pretty simple, and you can start utilizing it today to start getting a lot better sleep every single night. The second and probably the most important strategy about increasing the quality of your sleep is going to be to improve your environment. Okay, you're always going to be a slave of your environment, and if your environment is focusing on allowing you to sleep better, then you're going to sleep better. If your environment is actually holding you back, then the quality of your sleep is going to resent. So you probably heard about having blackout curtains in your room to not get any light going, right? But what a lot of people don't understand is that our skin has photoreceptors, which means that it's not only the light that we see directly into our eyes, but also all the light that our body receives. So if you have a charger, or if you have an outlet that has a little light that's gonna be turned on the entire night, even if you're looking on the other way, your skin is receiving that signal, and it's kind of like it's interfering in your recovery. So one of the best things that you can do to completely make sure that you're not getting any light stimulus during the night is to cover any lights that you might have at the room. If it's a charger, if it's an outlet, just put something on top of it so your body's not receiving that signal. The second way that you can improve your environment to make sure that you get a better night's sleep is going to be to use a white noise machine that's gonna display some white noise that's gonna allow you to relax or fall asleep. You can also do that with videos on YouTube. There's a lot of apps that you can do it. Just make sure that you're turning off your phone so you don't have any lights, and that you have set that up before so you're not having to look at the screen too much. The third way, and I know this is all related to light, is going to be to start diminishing the amount of light that your eyes get during the evening. Why? Because our bodies are built in a way that when there's light outside, when it's daytime, we move, we do things. When it's nighttime, when there's not that much light, we rest and recover. So if you are at home and it's 9 p.m. and you have all your lights blasting out, your eyes are looking at all this light going on, your brain is gonna understand that it's still daytime, so it's not time to recover. And then once you go to bed, it's gonna make it a lot harder for you to fall asleep. So if you start diminishing the lights, start using more yellow kind of lights, even red kind of lights, are gonna allow your brain to think that, okay, nighttime is approaching, I better get ready to go to sleep. And that way, when you get to the bed, you're actually gonna fall asleep a lot faster. The fourth way to improve your environment to maximize recovery is going to be to keep your room cool. A drop in temperature promotes a better sleep initiation, so you're gonna be able to fall asleep a lot faster. And a lot of research has shown that anywhere between 60 to 69 degrees Fahrenheit is the sweet spot for you to get a good night's sleep and actually get into sleep faster. And then lastly in this strategy, this is super simple. If you cannot get sleep within the first 20 minutes of you being in bed, or if you wake up in the middle of the night and cannot get back to sleep, wake up, get off the bed, do some reading, do some meditation, but do not stay on the bed. You want your brain to associate laying on the bed to sleeping. So if you're just trying to fall asleep but you cannot fall asleep, you're gonna wire some contradictory information to your brain and it's not gonna get used to it. So you wanna make sure that every single minute that you're in the bed, you're maximizing it for sleep. And if you're not gonna fall asleep, then you get off the bed, you do something else until you get sleepy, and then you get back to bed and you try it again. All right, the third strategy about how to optimize your sleep is going to be a little bit counterintuitive, but it's about getting 15 to 30 minutes of light early in the day. Well, a good night of sleep is actually gonna start in the morning, because like I mentioned, your body is gonna realize, okay, it's daytime, it's time to do things. It's gonna activate your circadian rhythm, which is a 24-hour circle that your body has internally to understand what's going on in the world. And it's gonna allow you to understand that, okay, if now is the morning, then 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 hours from now is gonna be nighttime, and it's gonna be time to recover. So having enough sunlight in the morning, on top of giving you a lot of energy, on top of doing a lot of good for you, is also gonna allow you to recover a lot faster during the afternoon, and to make sure that you're priming your body to go to sleep when time comes. Before we move into the fourth strategy, I just wanted to let you know that even when sleep is really, really important for health purposes and for longevity purposes, it's also crucial when it comes to your body transformation. If you're trying to lose fat, if you're trying to build muscle and you're not focusing on your sleep, or you're not optimizing your sleep based on everything else that you're doing, you're leaving a lot of gains on the table. So as in everything that we talk in this channel, it's all about getting more out of what you put in. So if you want to make sure that you're maximizing your workouts, that you're maximizing your nutrition, that you're maximizing your recovery, and you want to get some help making sure that you get guaranteed results to transform your body, you want to head up to theshareproject.com to check out our programs to figure out how we can help you not only transform your body for good, but most importantly, teaching you how to maintain it for the rest of your life. With that being said, let's get back to the fourth strategy, which is something that I think you might have done already, but probably not intentional. And it is to take a warm shower or a warm bath before you go to sleep. Why? This has the same concept as cooling out your room, is that the increase in temperature and the decrease in temperature is going to promote sleep readiness, and also the warm water is going to allow you to relax your muscles and is going to help you combat any stress or any anxiety that you might be suffering at the moment, helping you fall in sleep a lot faster. And lastly, the fifth strategy to boost your recovery, to improve your sleep, is something that is super weird. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's weird as fuck, but it's extremely useful, and that is mouth taping. Taping your mouth is gonna force you to breathe through your nose during the night, and one of the main problems when it comes to sleep quality is that we tend to sleep a lot through our mouth, and that can cause sleep apnea. So by using a mouth taping, you're gonna be able to force your body to only use your nose to get all that oxygen that it needs, but obviously you gotta be conscious of, if you already have problems sleeping with your nose normally, then probably mouth taping is not for you. You would be better utilizing some nose opener or something like that. But making sure that you are taking care of where you're breathing through the night is going to make a complete change in the way your body recovers during a good night of sleep. To summarize, sleep can do a lot more than just giving you energy in the morning, but most importantly, it can do a lot worse than making you fall asleep in the middle of a test. So fixing your sleep is not something that you can afford to postpone. So use the strategies in this video to maximize your recovery, increase your performance, and most importantly, extend your life. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to your channel so you can get more content like this, and make sure to share it with a friend so you can help them sleep smarter tonight.